Good day, you're very welcome to Sunshine TV. We want to brighten up your day and we hope you're enjoying our fun items and entertainment. Don't forget, if you have any poems or stories that you'd like to send to us in return for a nice prize, please contact us at sunshineTVIreland@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. As promised, we want to show you how we got on at Russborough House, where we met Eric. We hope you enjoy. So good afternoon, Eric. Today you've welcomed us into Russborough House. So we'd like to find out a little bit about the house. Can you tell me, when was the house built?
Yes, so the house was built in 1740, took 10 years to build, using granite from the local quarries here around County Wicklow. And it was commissioned by Joseph Leeson, who was the name of Leeson Street in Dublin is named after Joseph Leeson, and he became the first Earl of Milltown in about 1750.
Okay, I didn't know that. So this is my first visit to Russborough. So it's a huge house. I mean, tell me about the fact of how long it is. It's one of the longest buildings.
Yeah, so it is the widest house in Ireland. There are obelisks at the front of the house, which are 700 feet apart. So that makes the front and the facade of Russborough the longest house. And it's a Palladian mansion, so it has a main block where we are sitting, and then it has a west wing and an east wing and colonnades that are equal and opposite. So a Palladian mansion is built so they're equal and opposite structures as each side of the main block.
So how many rooms would be in the house?
So downstairs we have about 10 main showrooms in which the collections are shown. Paintings, furniture, silver, porcelain, furniture, 18th century furniture, some magnificent furniture and paintings in particular. And then upstairs there are 9 bedrooms. It is a big house, but it's not so big that it is unwieldy, and many of our visitors who can come here and take guided tours of the house would say that it's very homely, notwithstanding that it's a big house.
Okay, so talk to me about the view from, for example, the window here. We're looking out at the Blessington Lakes, would that be correct?
Yes, so the front of the house overlooks the Blessington Lakes and the Wicklow Mountains, and the reason that Joseph Leeson, then the first Earl of Milltown, built the house here in 1740 was indeed for that view of the Blessington Lakes, of the Wicklow Mountains. And not only is the house a protected structure, as one might imagine, but the view is a protected view.
Yes.
So it's one of the rare protected views in Ireland.
So Eric, there have clearly been many events here over the years. Can you tell us a little about things that have happened?
Yes, I mean this house has an incredible history, 300 years, and 3 main families who have lived here over the 300 years. But in that time, we've had occupations of the house. In 1798, in the Civil War, British troops came into the house, ripped up all the floorboards and to create firewood to keep warm. Yes. We had another occupation in 1922 by the old IRA at that stage. We've had fires. There was a big fire in 1964 in the main house, and in 2010 in one of the wings. And of course, Russborough is also quite famous for art robberies, and there have been 4 robberies of fine art in Russborough over the years, one in 1976, and another in the 1980s and in the 1990s as well. Fortunately, in my time and in the last 20 years, there haven't been any robberies, but it has a rich history of events over the last 300 years. And also, of course, we have a ghost in bedroom number 9. So if people come to visit Russborough, they may see the ghost in bedroom number 9.
So Eric, I'm looking around at all the beautiful ornate detail from your pictures to your artwork, but I can imagine this being home to many events. But you have had things like movies here.
We have, this is, as you can imagine, a very popular place for movie sets and films to be made, and we regularly have film sets here. So 2 or 3 in the last few years. Haywire was a film about 8 or 9 years ago by Oscar-winning director Steven Soderbergh, and they spent a lot of time here, 2 weeks, using these rooms to film in. Black 47 was a film in the last couple of years which was quite popular and featured Rusborough and the outbuildings, a story in the famine times of 1847, and another one quite recently, Kate Beckinsale, Love and Friendship, which was a Jane Austen movie, and she, in her costume from whichever year it was, walked down the stairs onto the front steps into a carriage and horses at the front of Rusborough, which was rather magnificent in her gowns.
Indeed. Very fitting, very fitting. So, and I'm sure you will have many more in the future.
And hopefully we'll welcome other film events in the future.
It's the perfect location. So, tell me, what actually goes on in Rusborough at the moment?
So there are 2 things really. The main house where we're sitting is for guided tours by our excellent local guides who know anything and everything about the chandeliers, the furniture, the art, the history of the 300 years that Rusborough has been occupied by various families. And as well as the guided tours of the house, then outside we have any number of activities for families. We have a playground, we have a maze, we have a fairy trail, we have a tree trail, we have a walled garden with 3.5 acres of walled garden which produce the fruit and vegetables for the house. And then we do any sort of any number of events like music and arts festivals, sculpture exhibitions, vintage car rallies. And in the weeks of August 2020, where we are now, we actually have an electric train for families to take a train trip up and down the front of the house. So any number of events, festivals, as well as the Jewel in the Crown, which are the guided tours of the house itself.
That's amazing. So Sunshine TV, we wanted to come and talk to you today so we could try and bring a little bit of Rusborough to the viewers at home.
Lovely.
We feel that's very important, and I had never been here before, so I'm absolutely delighted to be with you today. So thank you for that information, Eric, and you never know, maybe we'll come back and see the steam train up and running.
Well, you'll be very welcome to come back at any time, and any of your viewers who may know of Rusborough or may not know of Rusborough, we'd obviously welcome them with open arms, perhaps next year when it's a little bit easier than the 2020 COVID restrictions.
Absolutely. And also, just to finish up on Sunshine TV, we like to do little giveaways, Eric. So we have a beautiful little wooden model vintage car to give away to one of our viewers. So we're going to be asking a little bit question for them, and one viewer will win that lovely prize. And it's tying in with the theme here today. So thank you, Eric. Thank you for having us.
Not at all. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you. So today we thought we'd do something a little bit different. We have a lovely general knowledge quiz for you. So we have questions 1 to 19, and we would like you to email your answers to sunshineTVIreland@gmail.com. And for all the correct answers, we'll be sending out some wonderful prizes. Picture number 1. We see this on most canals, and they tend to move quite slowly. Picture number 2. This machine is seen harvesting crops, mainly out in the countryside. Picture number 3. The pattern on these items is based on a Japanese fairy tale. Picture number 4. We used to write with these with ink in the olden days. Picture number 5. This winter vegetable can be used in soup. Picture number 6. My mother used to bake these. Picture number 7. We usually like to play with these when there's a good breeze. Question number 8. We see these mainly in the zoo. And picture number 9. The River Liffey flows under here, and it's in the heart of Dublin. Picture number 10. This is our home. And now for the second part of our picture quiz. So starting with picture number 11. This flower can be beautiful, comes in many colours, but also has thorns. Picture number 12. This item can be found in most toolkits. Picture number 13. This plant is a national emblem in Scotland. Picture number 14. Say cheese. Picture number 15. This card is part of a deck. Picture number 16. She wheels her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow. Question number 17. This is a Christmas decorative plant. Picture number 18. On a bicycle made for two. And finally, picture 19. These come in handy after milking the cows.
So we hope you did well, we hope you enjoyed the quiz, and we will have many more of those in store for you folks, along with numerous competitions.
And now I'm all alone again, nowhere to turn, no one to go to. Without a home, without a friend, without a face to say hello to. And now the night is near, and I can make believe he's here. Sometimes I walk alone at night when everybody else is sleeping. I think of him and then I'm happy with the company I'm keeping. The city goes to bed and I can live inside my head. On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me. When I lose my way, I close my eyes, and he's found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although I know that he is blind, still I say there's a way for us.
Go with the ropes, a red rope and a white rope, an exciting red rope or a boring old white rope, and you take your pick. What do you want? I'll get the message now. Do you want the red rope, the exciting red rope, or do you want the boring old white rope? You what? You want the boring old white rope? I'm surprised. I didn't expect that at all. All right, we'll use a boring old white rope. We'll tie a knot, a really fantastic knot. How's that for a knot? Look at that. And now, here's where the magic comes in. I'm going to make that knot disappear. At least I hope I am. I'm going to make that knot disappear. Wow. Let's move right down here. And I'm going to twirl the ropes together, see? And as I twirl them, the knot will start to dissolve. And when I take out the white rope, the knot is gone. There's the knot gone. Hey, it's on the red rope. Well, that's not a real knot. That's a dummy knot, because you see, you can pull it right down the rope, just like that. As a matter of fact, you can take it and pull it right off the rope and throw it back on again. If that was a real knot, you wouldn't be able to open it like this. Hey, 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 look at that. It's actually jumped right over the whole, and it's even longer because there's a little piece missing off the white one. Well, I hope to find out how this is done, and I'll tell you all about it next time. And but by the way, I didn't want to be a magician. I wanted to be a fortune teller, but I couldn't see a future in that. My father, was a great man. He was a conductor. No, not a bus conductor. He was struck by lightning, and he was in the mortuary, laid out, and he was smiling. And I said to the mortician, why is he smiling? He said, well, when he was hit by lightning, he thought he was having his photograph taken. He was a great man, my dad. When I was born, he ran all around the village, spreading the good news. We're expecting him back any day now. I live in Swords, and there's a shoe shop in Swords, a shoe menders. And I'm there standing a little while ago, and this woman comes in and she said, I'd like to collect the shoes, she said. The shoe maker said, well, when did you leave them? She said, 1974. What, he said? He said, have you got a ticket? She said, I certainly have. So she pulled out the ticket and she gave it to him. And he said, all right. And he went in the back. He said, I'll be back in a few minutes. He was gone for about an hour, and he eventually came back and he said, I found the shoes. They'll be ready next Tuesday. So I do hope you enjoy that. Let's get on now and see what's happening. By the way, when I started off, I wanted to make money, and I saw this book and it said, How to Start With Nothing and Make a Fortune. So I went in, the book was £50. I only had 2p in my pocket, so I never found out how you start with nothing when you can't even buy the book. But nevertheless, this fella's walking along with his girlfriend, and they look into a beautiful jeweller's shop, and she said, that's a lovely ring. So do you know what he did? He picked up a brick, threw it through the window, took out the ring and gave it to her. He said, because I love you. Then they came to the next shop and said, oh, there's a lovely blouse. What did he do? Well, of course, he picked up a brick, threw it through the window and gave her the lovely blouse. Then they went on a little bit at the car showroom, and she said, there's a lovely Mercedes car. He said, what do you think I am, made out of bricks? I hope to see you next time. Thank you.
We're delighted now to show you some artwork sent in to us by a lovely lady by the name of Anna Ferry. Anna is based at the Lake House Nursing Home in County Donegal, and we'd like to say hi to Anna, to Geraldine, to all the residents, and to say thank you for sending us in such a beautiful array of photos and artwork. So Anna, we're going to send you on a nice prize. We hope you enjoy it, and please keep sending in your poems, stories or artwork to sunshineTVIreland@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing them. So here are Anna's paintings. The first painting is of Mount Errigal in County Donegal. The second painting is of Anna's house, which I'm sure you'll all agree is beautiful and colourful. And the third picture is of a horse. So Anna, thank you again. So thank you all for watching today. We really hope you enjoyed the show. So we're going to finish up now with some lovely Irish dancers, and we welcome them. They'll be joining us on future shows also. So join us tomorrow when we're out in Wicklow again at the Blessington Lakes. So I'm Gina, thank you for watching Sunshine TV.